Alrighty guys, March 21st out here, putting on anhydrous. Got this bar, I'll tell you a little bit once we get rolling. Got this thing last year, just got a ground drive pump on it, but it does pretty good. Simple and it just works, the main thing, but kind of a pain to adjust the rate, but once you get it set, it works good. It's a 11 knife, set up on 30-inch spacing. Got about 120 acres to do here, pre-plant on some fields we don't want to, get too many sides to them to side dress. You'll notice we also added another addition right here to the tractor. We don't have the light bar anymore, and thanks to YouTube and connections to Illinois Sand Farmer, he sold us this Trimble 750 GPS system here. So it goes on the steering wheel, take the steering wheel off, and this thing bolts right on. And it came off an 8970 Genesis, and it actually everything just literally bolted right on. And then we got the foot switch down there to disengage and engage the autopilot, and so I'm glad to get that system. You can see the light bar comes across the top there, and when we get over into the green, I'll hit the foot switch and it takes over, starts driving. Open her up and go. Painting in the area and everything. You got the acre readout and tillable acres and total acres of the boundary. You got your tillable acres because I blocked off 2 waterways over there. I went around them and recorded that, and they're like 2.5 acres in the waterway areas. I think 27.5 feet on the 11 knife. Putting 160 pounds the acre on. But we're running the Centerpoint RTX is the subscription we got. It's 2-inch accuracy, I think. 2-inch or less accuracy is what it's supposed to be. And it tells right there, and most of the time it is right within the 0 to 2 inch. 0 to 1 is what it runs mainly. Fiddled with it in the 2 littler fields over there this morning. Kind of a pain, but then once we finally got it figured out, one of my buddies stopped by. They got 2 of these systems and got it all set up and dialed in, ready to go. So but a little bit about this bar. We last year the fertilizer dealer had this bar and they weren't using it. They were going to cut it up. Pretty junky. They ended up just giving it to us. We bought a better pump to put on it, and some of the shanks are broke. Fixed the shanks, moved them around to line up with the 30-inch rows for side dressing. We had to move the wheel modules around mainly. Didn't have very good disc sealers, and we had these Blue Jet floating disc sealers for it, independent floating disc sealers. Put those on there and put all new shanks and stuff on it. Then put all new hoses for the anhydrous and the manifold. It didn't have, or maybe it did have a manifold, it was just real junky, which is why, they just quit using it because it was getting wore out. So we went through and kind of worked on it, got it up and going again and painted it black. It is a Blue Jet bar. But what we were going to do with it was we were wanting a second side dress bar just to have in a pinch or something like that. Oh, for Pete's sake. And so we took the hitch off of it, took the wheel modules off, and put a 3-point hitch attachment to go on it. Backed up to it, 255, and it picked it right up, and then put it in gear, let the clutch out and take off, and the front end came off the ground. And we had 7 suitcase weights on the front. You can put a max of 11 on a 2155. So we got 4 more put on there. Didn't make a difference. So we put the hitch and the wheel modules back on it and decided we're just going to have to run the one side dress bar for now. And we didn't end up needing it anyways last year. We thought we were going to be able to run 2 of them, and we were able to get over everything quick enough with one of them. Didn't need it. Which it worked out all right to have another pull type bar, because since we took a lot of parts off that other strip till, our old strip till bar to put on the new one, kind of parted it out. Put some of the parts off it onto the side dress bar, the 3-point side dress bar. We were going to need a pull type anhydrous bar for this kind of stuff, so that's what we're going to probably just keep this one for that, which will work all right. You can use a 3-point bar to just put anhydrous on like this, but it's just more stress on the tractor, and since there's no crop to worry about running over, you might as well just have a pull type bar. So it all worked out all right. But the reason, you're probably wondering, I've seen 15 knife side dress bars that are on 3-point, and yes, that is the case, but being this is a pull type bar, the tubes on it are just a lot heavier. I bet the bar on this weighs twice what a 3-point bar would, side dress bar. A lot thicker walled tube, and this got 4x6 tube, or maybe it's 4x7 tube. As where a side dress bar would just have 4x4 tube. It's a lighter wall anyways. And that's the reason this one's just so much heavier, and we didn't think it would be that heavy, but it was. So that's why it's back to pull type. And that's the main difference. If you see a 3-point or a pull type or 3-point side dress bar, the frames just aren't near as heavy on them. If you had a front wheel assist tractor, it probably would have still been alright, but the 255 is not front wheel assist, so. Dad's over there in the 4210 with the 24-foot soil finisher leveling the ground. My brother's checking some fields to see if we'll be able to run tomorrow. I'll put anhydrous on tomorrow for sure and get finished up with the pre-plant, and then probably then we'll switch over and put this tractor on the 30-foot soil finisher and get to knocking the stock ground down. Well, this GPS here will be able to, it's not RTK, but if we can make pass-to-pass accuracy that's no more off than 2 inches, that's just fine, and we can come around with, a 12 row, if 16 or 24 row. We don't have a 16 or 24, but we could. That would give us the option to come back behind the 12 row strip till bar and still plant, because the strips are an 8-inch wide strip, and if you're not off pass to pass more than 1 inch or 2, you're still going to be planting on top of that strip no matter what. So, and say we did have a bigger planter, we probably wouldn't have GPS on the 4210 to plant anyways, so we can just drive that straight. And the planter, at least the strips will be there to where as long as we're driving straight enough, the planter is going to be all 24 or 16 or 12 units would be on top of it. But pretty happy with it though. And it won't get so tired after running that strip till bar for 12 hours. You know, just sitting there looking ahead and everything, trying to keep it straight. Been looking for about a year for one of these systems, and the right one just never came up. Either too much money, or you know, we'd have to buy the different platform kit that didn't have a foot switch or wasn't unlocked to OmniStar. And you'll ask what OmniStar is, and that's just an upgrade. You can upgrade the monitor to run a greater accuracy signal to what's happening, and that'll, I think a standard monitor you can run WAS and RTX, I think is what it's, the WAS, I can't remember, it's RTX maybe is just what it's called, the standard RTX, and you can get down to like 4-inch accuracy with that, but you got to pay a $2,000 unlock to get the monitor, to be able to unlock the monitor to be able to run the Centerpoint RTX. I think it's Centerpoint. I'm not up on all the GPS terms yet, but it's whatever the 1 to 2 inch accuracy is. But luckily, this monitor was already unlocked to that, so saved some money there. Yeah, I started running, saw soil finisher running yesterday, and been anhydrous running since Monday. So I had some guys running the week before, but not much. There just 1 or 2 guys out running. And I've probably seen half a dozen guys running today, and I bet by tomorrow there'll be a lot of guys running. And the hope is this year to be able to blind side dress right behind the corn planter, and that will let us be able to get onto the custom stuff quicker. And we'll probably use this pull type bar to do the blind side dressing, because the 2 extra tires doesn't matter if you run over the row when you turn, or the corn's not up, and we got the 4210 on the 3-point, or it'll be on the planter, so it can't run the 3-point bar. If all goes according to plan, this bar will still be used for the side dress for our own stuff, providing we can get in quick enough and don't get like rained out for like 3 weeks like we did last year, and corn starts growing. Pretty chilly out still though. It's only about 40-some degrees today. It gets below freezing at night. Well, this will be the first video of a lot to come this spring of starting field work 2018. So, thanks for watching.